Hi, good to see you again. So the topic of this weight loss tip is attitude. And I want to start with a story. So I'm a NLP hypnotherapist and I work with people who want to lose weight. And there's been a number of times where like a mother has brought their teenage daughter to see me for weight loss, but it's been too late. One occasion, mother and 16-year-old daughter walk in and the girl had rounded shoulders. She was about 2 inches shorter than her mother, who was also very rounded, Anyway, the story is the girl develops an interest in ballet when she's about 4 years of age. So her mother takes her to ballet classes for 12 years. And she's currently enrolled in a prestigious ballet school in Paris. But the problem was that she'd soon be too big for the ballet school and she'd have to leave. And I looked at the mother and I thought, you've had 12 years to get your child onto a diet that would have given her a ballet dancer's body, and you wait until now, And I work with a number of teenage girls who've been devastated to find that they couldn't pursue their life's passion because they were too fat or too big. Then they end up either going anorexic or bulimic, some way to manage their weight, But who's responsible for this travesty, Is it the child, the parents, the food industry, the education industry, or is it just a wrong attitude, And a couple of days ago, a friend posted on Facebook that his 3-year-old daughter wants to be a ballet dancer. So I took a deep breath and I posted a comment on his page. Now, he's an Australian, but the mother of his child is Japanese. So I wrote that if he wanted his daughter to be able to grow up and live her dream as a ballet dancer, then he would need to feed her a ballet dancer's diet. So I said to look towards traditional groups in Asia, such as the Japanese, the Malays, the Filipinos. These people, when they're on a traditional diet, they tend to be very well proportioned. But the problem is, when they come to Australia, their children just blob out like so many Westerners. So it's going to take a lot of education and discipline to maintain the correct diet. And, that requires an attitude, attitude against the food industry, an attitude against the unconscious eating habits of the average person. So, in this weight loss tip, I'm going to show you how to build an attitude, right? An attitude for success. And we hear a lot about people who have a bad attitude, yet whether an attitude is good or bad is not the thing. What is important is building an attitude that works for you. So if you eat junk food, takeaway food, pastries, candies, sweets, sugary drinks, and drink too much alcohol, then your attitude is not working for you. If your health is suffering from poor diet, then this is partly because you have a poor attitude towards food. So for some people, food and alcohol is a way to socialize and keep the family unit together. But what use is a social life if you're overweight, have got low self-esteem, and are headed, for a heart attack or a stroke? So if reaching your goal weight is important to you, if looking good, standing tall, breathing deeply, sounding powerful, and feeling really good is important to you, then are you willing to do whatever is absolutely necessary in order to achieve your outcomes? Now, if no, then you might as well click out. But if yes, then stay with me as I show you how to build a badass attitude that will set you up for success. That's real simple. Now, everyone has a possible negative future or a possible positive future. We covered that in weight loss tip number 1, but I'm just going to go over it briefly again. So basically what you do is you just consider the consequence of your current diet and exercise routine and just see where it will take you, and it leads towards a really shitty negative future, and that negative future should terrify you. And then you build in for yourself a positive future. So this is where you actually make a decision to take action to improve your diet, to build an exercise routine, to get yourself into the environment in which you will flourish, such that when you're 85 years of age, you turn back, you look back on your life, and you're writing the last chapter of your life, and you feel really good about yourself. You're feeling really, really proud because you did whatever was absolutely necessary in order for you to live the life that you want to live. So you all have a possible negative future, a possible positive future. Then you draw a line back to now. And then it's like every decision you make is either going to lead you towards a negative future or the positive future. And the question is, which one do you want? So I'm assuming that you want the positive future. Now, negative and positive compelling futures is a way to get leverage on yourself, right? And this is how we sort of start to build the attitude. So let's start with sugar. So what's sugar? Sugar started out as a whole food, like sugar cane, as a whole food. But then it was stripped of all the minerals and all the stuff that went with it, which made like a whole food, But even natural sugars aren't that healthy. Sugar's a disaccharide molecule that contains a glucose and a fructose molecule. And lab studies have shown that it's the fructose molecule that's harmful to the body, which is really interesting because fructose is also the major sugar in fruit. And I also find it interesting that in all the food charts that the dietitians have created, they're prepared to demonize traditional fats, yet they've only ever suggested that people reduce their intake of sugar. You want to know why? Because most people in the West, at least, are addicted to sugar. Don't believe me? Next time you visit your doctor, what do? What do they have on the counter? Little sweeties, little bowls of sweets. And I've seen like candy dispensing machines with a sign saying that they're raising money for cancer research, yet they seem to fail to acknowledge that sugar is one of the prime causes of ill health. This is because so many people in the West are actually addicted to sugar. And so many times I've gone to a business meeting or a seminar and there are little bowls of sweets. On one occasion, I get there and the presenter just spreads all these sweets over the table, It's just bad shit. It's just really bad shit. One day I was at a video shop. I was standing in a queue, and to my right there was a table. There was a table with all this confectionery and stuff, and there was these big tubs like this, I kid you not, of fairy floss, which is 100% sugar. And in front of me there was this teenage girl, 15-year-old schoolgirl, about so big, and she was huge. And I looked at the table of sugar, I looked at her, And to my left, there was a mother with a couple of little children. And they were holding these tubs of fairy floss. And the mother was with them. And where I looked, I saw sugar. There were shelves of chocolates and candies and sweets. The fridge off to the right was loaded with sugary soft drinks. And I looked at the little kids. I looked at the fat girl. And I thought, shit, these poor little kids are going to end up like this fat teenager. And just think of the self-esteem issues they're probably likely to have, not to say the possibility of a stroke or a heart attack. And I just wanted to swear out loud. But I thought better of it, because I got the feeling that I was probably the only one in the shop that understood that sugar was poison. And I tell you the story because if you want to lose weight and improve your health, then you need to build an attitude. Now, I love children, and I want all children to get the best diet possible. But I don't see this in the West. What I see on the Gold Coast of Australia are well-proportioned Asian men and women, and their teenage children, in many cases, are all fat. They've all blown out, like so many Westerners, just in one generation. So what am I doing right now? I'm stating my attitude towards the effect that sugar and junk food has upon health. And I would like to have everyone to have the best diet possible. And the first step is to demonize sugar. Sugar's poison. If you want to lose weight and improve your health, then you need to believe that. So this is what I want you to do. Think of sugar and now say out loud, sugar is poison. I don't eat that. Now think of the smelliest dog poo that you can imagine. Now most people have accidentally trodden on dog poo in the street, And remember the sight and smell of dog poo and say out loud, I would never eat dog poo. Sugar is poison. I don't eat sugar. Only an idiot would eat sugary foods. Sugar, candy, confectionery, and sugar sugar, soft drinks, should never be given to children, because children deserve to be fed good, wholesome food. And even though the child might complain a bit, as they get over their sugar addiction, when they grow up to be strong, healthy, and attractive adults, they will thank you for it. Believe this to be true. And if you're still with me, then I would like to acknowledge you for that, because this is a tough subject. This is a real tough subject. So by now you should have an idea of how to build a badass attitude, and you can use much the same procedure to build a negative attitude towards junk food, alcohol, cigarettes, marijuana. Now there are some free coaching materials on my website. Details are in the description below. So that's our weight loss tip for today. Hope you enjoyed it. To get my other weight loss tips, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Please like the video and share it on Facebook if you like, and your favorite social networking sites. And please let me know your progress, with your weight goals, And if you want to make friends with me on Facebook, just search for Abby Eagle Australia. I also have a business Facebook page, which you might want to follow as well. And I talk to you soon.